All right. This is Mr. Wilmoth here with lesson 9.4. We've got one lesson left after that, and we are going to deal today with arithmetic and geometric sequences. So here we go. All right. As always, I encourage you to look in your book. This is section 9.4. It's got all the same information that I'm going to be going through right here. All right. A sequence is an arithmetic sequence if it can be written in the form a plus d, a plus 2d, all the way down to the common difference, and then here's the formula. I kind of do it a little bit differently, so I'll show you how I do that. Gets to the same thing either way. But the common difference is what we're gonna add or subtract by the same thing each time. Okay? So find A, the common difference, B, the 10th term, A, the recursive rule, and D, an explicit rule. All right, so A is the common difference. Well, we're going -2 to 1 to 4. Well, we can see that our difference is 3. This is going up by 3 each time. Okay? B, C, D. We'll come back to B in a minute, which is the 10th term. So A sub 10 would be the 10th term. Let's find I'll show you how I find D, the explicit rule. It's really easy. You take 3 times... Well, you take your common difference, which is 3, times n, and then you have to go to the 0th term. So you got to go to the previous term. So if this is 1, this is -2, what would the term before that be? -5. And that is going to be your equation. Okay? So always take this is the first term. Find the 0th term. It's kind of like the y-intercept because these are linear. So our rule is a sub n equals 3n minus 5. Now if we want to find our 10th term, we put 10 in for n. 10 times 3 is 30. Minus 5 is 25. Okay? The recursive rule is just using like the last answer function. So you say next equals now. Basically, all you're doing is saying your next term equals your current term plus 5, where your first term is -2. You'll also see it written like this. A sub n plus 1 equals a sub n plus 5. Okay? So -2 plus 5 is... I'm sorry, not plus 5. Plus 3, your common difference. So -2 plus 3 is 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7, so on and so forth. Okay, so common difference, 10th term, recursive rule, explicit rule. You will have to write explicit rules and be able to find this stuff on the quiz, on the last quiz we have this year. Okay, geometric. Arithmetic means you multiply. Arithmetic means you add. Geometric means you multiply. Kind of do it the same way, though, that Mr. Wilmoth does the things when you're finding the rule. But R is called your common ratio. It's what you multiply by. So A to the R, A is your starting value, R is your ratio. So these are going to be written in the form A times R to the whatever power, to the n power that you're working on. Okay? So let me show you what I'm talking about. A, find the common ratio. B, the 10th term. C, the recursive rule. And D, the explicit rule. All right. 2 to 6 to 18. Now remember, when it's geometric, you're multiplying. Well, 2 times what is 6? 6 times what is 18? To find that, you just take any term divided by the one ahead of it. So it's 3. So your common ratio is 3. Okay? Then to write your explicit rule, you're going to take 3 to the n, your ratio to the n power, and then you got to find your 0th term again. Remember, this is the first term, so we have to go back. I like to use the 0th term. Well, you divided by 6 by 3 to get 2, so we have to divide 2 by 3 to get the 0th term. So 2/3 would be your 0th term. Okay? So 2/3 times 3 to the n. Your recursive rule would just be a sub n plus 1 equals a sub n times the ratio, a sub n times 3. So your term now is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. 2/3 times 3 is 2. So your recursive rule there. You should always put the first term when they do that. So the first term there is 2. All right, so then to find the 10th term, that's n is 10. So you put 10 in for n. So 2/3 times 3 to the 10th. I don't know that off the top of my head, but let's find it. 39,366. Okay, so arithmetic and geometric. Arithmetic adding, geometric multiplying. Kind of go through those and go from there. All right, that is all Mr. Wilmoth has for today. I've pushed out some things on the assignment that Mrs. Sellers and I would like to have you look at. Actually, you know what? Let's go through number 10 here because this is a recursive one. So it says write the first 5 terms of the following, well, we're adding, so it would be arithmetic. So you take any term. So our first term is -2. Our second term is 3. So all you do is take the first term. To get the new term, you take the term and add it to the term ahead of it. So here we're going to go -2 plus 3 would be what? 1. Then for the next one, we'd go 3 plus 1, which is 4. For the next one, we go 1 plus 4, which would be 5. For the next one, 4 plus 5, 9. This is a recursive rule, and that would be how you would do something like that. Okay.